Not a way you want to start off the week for the Toronto Blue Jays as they drop this one in walk-off fashion to the Boston Red Sox 6-5 at Fenway, when the Red Sox win their 16-14 on the year. With the Blue Jays loss, they've now lost back-to-back games, and they're now 18-11 on the season. And before we go any further, if you guys will probably already notice, the eyes are quite bloodshot and exhausted. For one, it's like, 12:55 in the morning, and I'm recording this. Second of all, if you guys have ever experienced one of your really, really, really close friends moving away, emotions do get the best of you. So I've been fighting it all night long, and I'm trying to get through this for you guys, but it's been a very emotional night for myself and a friend group of mine. So it's been tough. But we're here. Let's talk about the Jays' loss. Not a great way to kind of get me over this, right? And Jose Berrios got the start. And he wasn't great early on. You know, Yoshida hits an RBI double to start off. Verdugo scores. Then Justin Turner hits an RBI single. Yoshida comes in to score. And you're down 2-0 early on. But then, next half inning, top of the second inning, Bo Bichette comes up with 2 on Kiermaier and Danny Jansen, and he drills one to left field into the Green Monster, a 3-run shot. And the Jays got a 3-2 lead. You're feeling pretty good about yourselves. You got an advantage. You notice as the innings goes along, Berrios is starting to find himself a little bit. But then in the bottom half of the 6th, things cave in. Jarren Duran hits a solo shot, and we are tied at 3. John Schneider leaves him out there. Tristan Casas on base. Valdez comes up, and he hits a 2-run shot to dead center field off of Jose Berrios. And just like that, you're down 5-3. Not in good shape. Now, the Blue Jays find a way to score a couple runs in the top half of the 8th inning. Kevin Kiermaier reaches an error. Kevin Biggio comes in to score. Kike Hernandez is given the error on the play. And then Vladdy reaches on a fielder's choice. He goes to second base in the play. Bo Bichette's out at second. Kiermaier scores because Kike Hernandez makes another error. And we are tied at 5. Insane stuff. You go to the bottom of the 9th inning, though. The Blue Jays bring out Jordan Romano to finish this game off, or at the very least, keep it tied in the 9th. And he gives up a solo shot to Alex Verdugo. And the Jays lose 6-5 in the bottom of the 9th inning. So in regulation time, I guess. And the Jays have now lost back-to-back games, both in quite painful fashion. Both, I wouldn't say this one was definitely not in extra innings, obviously, because they won in 9 innings. But it felt like that, right? It felt like they were getting that close to the point where they were just going to win it otherwise. And, yeah, it's tough. But great teams find ways to bounce back. Look, Jose Berrios had a tough start tonight. There's no other way of looking at it. He was not great in the first inning. He was not great in the 6th. You put everything else in the middle, and he had a pretty good start. But that's not how baseball works. So, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt in his next outing. You're going to have a stinker here and there. He had that today. It kept your team in it at least. And you ended up tying the game at 5 at one point. So it's tough to see Jordan Romano give up the walk-off shot to Verdugo. But you move on. You still have an opportunity. You have 3 more games against the Red Sox. You still have a chance to win this series and kind of right the ship a little bit, right? Now, let's get to these teams, these player stats, I guess. Bo Bichette. He had a night. 5 for 5 with a run scored, 3 RBIs, a home run. George Springer was not in the leadoff spot tonight. He was not in the game at all tonight, dealing with some sort of illness or whatnot, so they took him out of the game and kind of just moved everybody up one spot. So Bo Bichette in the leadoff hole going 5 for 5 with a run scored, 3 RBIs, and obviously the home run. Vladdy went 1 for 5, and the numbers are great for Vladdy this year. There's no doubt about it. But if you're a Jays fan that has watched about every game, I don't know if you guys heard that, but for some weird reason, Siri just picked me up that I was talking about something. I don't know what just happened there. Either way, Vladdy, he looks like he's swinging out of his shoes quite often. And look, that's great if your team is down a run with 2 out in the 9th and you need a shot to tie it. Fine. And I love when he's out there hitting the ball hard and drawing walks and having good at-bats. Tonight, 1 for 5 in the game for Vladdy. Got a strikeout in the game and really struggled there. Other than Bo Bichette, you had Vladdy with 1 hit. Matt Chapman had 1 hit. Whit Merrifield had 1 hit. Kevin Biggio had a hit. He had a double and came around to score. That was it, though. 9 hits total for the Blue Jays. Bo Bichette had 5 of those. And let's be honest, Corey Kluber ain't great. So, that's painful. Pitching-wise, as I mentioned, Jose Berrios was not great tonight. 5 1/3, 11 hits allowed, 5 earned runs, 4 strikeouts. He walked 2 guys, and he allowed 2 home runs. Not a great start from Jose. He really needs to bounce back in his next start, and that's going to be a really telling thing for him, right? Look, even if you're a guy like Jose in the past, where he's had a 3.5 ERA, stuff like that, you're going to have stinkers. He's been great. His last, 3 or 4 outings, he has a stinker tonight. I'm very curious to see how he bounces back in his next outing. Now, if he goes out there in his next start and he struggles mightily and doesn't do very well, then the things start to creep in again. So we'll see how it goes. Tim Mayza went out there, went 2/3 of an inning, didn't allow any base runners, did a good job. Nate Pearson, Jays fans, Nate Pearson went 2 innings, allowed 1 hit, no other base runners, didn't walk a guy, no runs crossed, struck out 3. Nate Pearson was pretty damn good. He was touching 100 as well. Definitely a sign of good, positive things happening for him. And obviously, Jordan Romano went out there, faced 1 guy, allowed the solo shot, and that's the end of the night. Picks up the loss. He's now 2-2 on the season. And we move on, because let's be honest, baseball is a sport where you need to move on to the next one. You cannot dwell on one loss. So, tomorrow's game, Yusei Kikuchi, who has been outstanding in the month of April, turns the calendar to May and looks to continue his dominance. Yusei Kikuchi gets the start for the Blue Jays. Tanner Houck gets the start for the Boston Red Sox. That is a 7:10 first pitch tomorrow, lining right up with the Leafs playing Game 1 against the Florida Panthers. So you guys know where my attention is going to be. I'm going to try my damnedest to keep in touch with the Blue Jays and how things are going. But let's be honest, a playoff game in round 2, it's going to be there. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and did not enjoy the endings of this game, if you're a Blue Jay fan, but if you're a Red Sox fan and you love the ending of this game, smack that like button. Do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button if it's not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game, what you like, what you not like from today's game. For the Toronto Blue Jays, the Twitter and Instagram links are down there, so follow up, send me a DM, do that great stuff. The Discord and TikTok links are down in the description as well, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already, and I will talk to you guys Leafs edition, Game 1 of Round 2. God, it feels good to say that, doesn't it? Round 2 between the Leafs and the Panthers starting tomorrow night. 7 o'clock puck drop at Scotiabank Arena. Can't wait to talk to you guys post-game then. And as for the Leafs, they're back, or the Blue Jays, they're back in action tomorrow night for Game 2 of the 4-game set at Fenway Park. Tanner Houck, Yusei Kikuchi is the pitching matchup there at 7:10 at Fenway. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and not the ending to this game today. We'll talk to you guys then.